We Jewish educators and darn good celebrators. We're all from all denominations, come from every situation. We are mooring to the extreme, but teaching's not so
The conference is the third part of our education program. We have a curriculum, we have community visits, and the conference is really where we like to say it all comes together. All of the communities that we work with send a representative. All of the different elements that go into a school, a director, a teacher, lay people, specialists come to this conference and really prioritize Jewish education. To participate in our program, you have to send a representative to the conference. We've never had anybody sorry that they send a representative, but it also really shows the commitment to Jewish education that we are trying to instill in these congregations. So whether you're paid or a volunteer, whether you're a large congregation or a small congregation, setting aside this time to learn new things and to think and to create networks, it's just imperative to what we do.
It's so exciting to see people come from small towns and middle-sized towns and large cities and sitting at tables, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and getting to know each other and finding out that some of the issues that they came to find solution to, the person sitting right next to them at a meal has got the same issue, and it's the light bulb that goes off that we're not all by ourselves. We get pretty excited about our guest speakers. The keynote this year is Ron Wolfson. He's widely known and very popular as a speaker, especially with regard to family education.
Teachers should never start class inside your classrooms. I teach my students this when they're trained to be Jewish educators, and it changes the way it changes the whole culture of the classroom, and it changes their relationship with the student.
What we offer to these smaller communities that probably would have little chance for a Ron Wolfson level speaker and expert is pretty limited without a combined program like the community building that we do.
We're teaching God, for God's sake. I mean, this is important stuff. I don't care how important it is, if you don't connect with your students, they're not going to get it, it's not going to be meaningful to them. You need to communicate with them in a way that they can hear you.
Kindergartners want to know. How do you know? Did it really happen? You know, when you say, you know, the stories in the Torah happened a really, really, really long time ago before, you have to make it relevant. So before you were alive, before your parents were born.
What happens when a child leaves a religious school classroom? What's the first question their parents ask them? And their answer? Because they have done, in 2 hours, no less than 6 different things. And unless you give them the opportunity to synthesize it, it's all sitting in the front part of their brain, jumbled up.
I had a chance to look at the curricula that are being developed, and they're so rich and multidimensional and taking advantage of multiple intelligences. I can tell you, Hebrew school in the 1950s wasn't like that.
But there's a lot of reasons and a lot of feedback that having kids being active learners and having them be at the heart of the learning experience in the classroom is really important.
So knowing yourself, this is a good tip for all lay leaders who aren't here. It's a sensitive conversation in a smaller congregation. You have to be able to broach that conversation. If you are a lay leader, well, maybe we are desperate to have you, but even in our desperation of your small synagogue, there are going to be certain guidelines and things you need to begin to understand to do to create an experience.
This particular song was actually a commission that an organization commissioned me to write a song about Shabbat, and it took me a little while to figure out what character to write about, and then I settled on ISJL, the woman of valor, which is not really a character but more of an idea, a poem from Proverbs. Like a merchant ship, strong and wide, gold and oranges deep inside, more than rubies, more than pearls, the one I love.
The folks that are coming from these various communities, both small and large, have an opportunity to know that there's so much more about the ISJL and so much more that we offer other than just an educational system. So this is where smaller congregations and middle-sized congregations can learn about all the other horizontal opportunities that might be available for their community, from the programming department, from the museum department, from the community engagement department.
Tonight what I wanted to do is basically tell you a really cool story that I found in the course of my research. Along the front fence of the cemetery rests a 140-year-old gravestone which reads, "In memory of Mark Schoenberg, born in Germany 1833, murdered November 9th, 1870. May he rest in peace."
Right now we have 9 fantastic education fellows. You'll see them throughout the conference. They're going to be teaching, they're going to be coming up and just showing you how excited and fabulous and fun they are. They're from all over the country, from the Bronx, New York, to Houston, Texas, to Augusta, Georgia. And they come down and they have a lot of fun in their 2 years here, and they love going to your communities.
The fact that these congregations get the exposure to such a diverse variety of experts and speakers is something that really is so much needed all over the country, and the fact that we're doing it continues our hope of this being a model to raise the level of Jewish education across the United States.
Good to see y'all, and thanks for coming.
Two flaming swords guard the Garden of Eden, but I won't go back there without you.